At 19 hours GMT. Hello, good evening, and millions cedis from suspended fuel margins as the company warns a major pipeline expansion project could be hit if the suspension extends beyond 4 weeks.
Also tonight, more than half of the Metropolitan, Municipal and District Assemblies fail assessment covering 2024. We have details as local government minister accuses the Akufo-Addo administration of leaving behind a weakened decentralization structure.
At 8 p.m. Pius Kojobaka will bring us business.
New data from Bank of Ghana shows number of advertised jobs fell in February 2028.
And Daniel Cranton comes your way with Prime Sports.
Ghana Athletics president raises concerns over readiness for Africa Athletics Championships.
Standards and being in athletics that
Remember, we are your home of independent, fearless and credible journalism.
Stay for details. Tonight, thousands of residents in 5 districts in the Volta region face imminent displacement, with more than 100 coastal communities on the brink of collapse as tidal waves continue to eat away homes, farmland and livelihoods. The Member of Parliament for Anglo constituency, Richard Kwame Sachet, is now warning of a looming humanitarian crisis, urgent government intervention to halt the escalating destruction. Speaking on the sidelines of an ongoing tour by Parliament Energy Committee, he stressed that without swift action, entire settlement across the coastal belt could be wiped out as the perennial sea erosion intensifies.
over hundreds of communities within Southton, Angloga, Keta, as well as Ketu South. And if I'm not mistaken, part of Akachi South will also be affected. If the situation as it is now is not seen to, what is likely to happen is that for Angloga, we are visualizing that about 50 communities will go off the map if a care is not taken now. If you go to Southton, other communities that we counted, maybe about 6 or 5 of them may also go off. Likewise, part of Keta, that may include Anyako, Seva, and Ngolopi, Bolova, all may also go off.
One of the major breakthrough steps to fix the challenge has been a $150 million World Bank fund secured under the West African Coastal Area Phase 2 program. But 3 years down the line, the MP says no work has begun.
So I just want to appeal to the government. Yes, it's my government, it is the people's government, and it's a listening government. But where we have reached now, the chiefs and the people are suffering. We have the view that enough of the talks, enough of the workshops, enough of the meetings. It is time for us to marshal whatever we have to go and fix the problem once and for all. It is not time that you go to meet the people now and give them blankets, food items and what have you, hoping that they may live on them and this. For them, they can go hungry and do whatever they can do. But we want to appeal to the government to come to the aid of the people.
Well, MP for Anglo, Richard Kwame Sachet, joins us on phone on this particular matter. Grateful for your time. When has this new tidal wave ravaging begun, and how serious is this particular situation we are discussing this evening? Kindly unmute so we hear what you're saying. Hello, Richard.
Hello, sir. Please,
Right.
can you hear me?
I can hear you loud and clear. I am actually asking, how serious is this new wave of tidal waves hitting your constituency and part of South Tong District?
Yeah, thank you very much for the opportunity. And let me use this opportunity to greet my people, especially those of them who are suffering this kind of wave bashing, especially the Fuvama and other environs. It started about 4 or 5 days ago. Actually, this has not been the first time. This situation has begun about 9 years ago, though it used to be there. But now, about 9 years ago, when VRA could no longer dredge the estuary of the River Volta, we realized that the situation got exacerbated. As a result, we are where we are. Unfortunately, try as we could as people, appeals upon appeals, all those things were falling on deaf ears. And about 4 or 5 days ago, because the estuary could no longer carry the pressure from the sea waves cut another mass of land by trying to discharge each seawater into the River Volta. That is where we are now. And I am saying that, or we have come to the conclusion that if it is the thinking of some people that those who are living around the enclave, for example, the people who are living around Puveme, Agokeji areas now, are the only people who are going to suffer, I am saying that now the problem has transcended the Angloga boundaries. Now, about 6 districts will be affected if actions are not taken right and now. Because if those actions are not taken, about or over 100 individual communities within these 6 districts will be affected.
But
and the
we know that last year the president was in that area, specifically the Keta area, and then some sea defense project was launched there. First of all, what is the state of that project, and is it not going to really help these people who are being affected now?
You know, we have 3 districts along the coast in the Volta region. That is Anglogan, followed by Keta and Ketu South. Ketu South, about 10 years ago, had the opportunity to enjoy the first phase of the Blokusu Sea Defense System. But because of change of government, the project, the phase 2, could not continue. So they were unfortunate, and as a result, the sea continued to eat into the land. And Agoko and a few other communities were virtually affected. As a result, when the new government came to power, the president went there and realized that there is a need for the phase 2 to take off. And that is what is invoked now. Unfortunately, my brother, the problem is that what we are doing in Ghana, even if it's copycat from what is happening in Togo and Benin, then we are not implementing it very well. The reason is that when you go to Togo and Benin, the same funding source, that is the Worker 2 funding source from the World Bank, is what they use in Benin and Togo. What they did there was that they were able to reclaim the land about 1 kilometer from the sea,
but
running.
That's not the situation with our own problem in the Volta region. I believe so.
Yes, ours, the worker funding was sourced about $150 million. But what they wanted to do was to protect the existing coastline. Even that, my brother, over 3 years running, nothing, when you go there, nothing is being done.
Right.
The late Mutala, may he so rest in peace, made us, myself, Honorable Gakpe, and that of Honorable Ablaji Fagomashi, that they wanted to focus on our side for now in order to protect.
Okay,
but
thank you.
As we speak,
Nothing is being done. That is the challenge we are having.
Thank you so much. We have to leave it here.
To other stories now, the National Disaster Management Organization has issued a warning of potential flooding in the Angloga district of the Volta region following the sea breach into the Volta River. This occurred during a high wave in the area in the Fuveme enclave over the past few days, which forced the sea to break through a piece of land separating the two water bodies. Fred Kwame Asari has more in the following report.
The Fuveme enclave in the Angloga district of the Volta region has faced serious threats because of these high waves. Community leaders have reported that this situation has persisted for about 10 years, eroding 3 out of 4 settlements in the area. Things became even more critical when the sea broke through the sand into a tributary of the Volta River, creating an open approximately 100 meters wide. The ongoing flow of the sea threatens not only aquatic life, but also communities along the river.
The littoral area is made up of 4 communities: Atiteti, Japlagbe, Fuveme, and Popobo. And as we speak, the 3 has submerged. Popobo, Fuveme, Japlagbe has gone. So we are now left with Atiteti community.
Initially, we have a blockade at the estuary. So I think it's because of the blockade at the estuary, that is where the sea has created its own route here. So first of all, we are pleading with our president to first help us dredge the estuary, then we block this side. Other than that, we don't know what will happen in the coming few days.
The Volta Regional NADMO Director, Pascal Agaba, called for immediate intervention to prevent flooding incidents.
Now what is happening is that all the communities downstream here, Anyami and all the other communities, they are under threat. Once the sea is running through and entering the river, we don't know what will happen in the next moment. They can all be consumed. So we are pleading that if something can be done urgently.
The Volta Regional Minister, James Kunu, after assessing the situation with the Regional Security Council, said he would inform the presidency to seek possible action.
This needs an urgent attention. Immediate step to take is to block the sea from having that free range.
Nevertheless, residents remain anxious as the sea continues to flow into the river, threatening their survival. For Kwame Asari, JoyNews.
Let's head now to Parliament, where Parliament's Trade Committee is expected to engage producers of sachet water in the coming days as calls grow for urgent action to stabilize prices and ease pressure on consumers. Sachet water prices have surged to 70 pesos in some areas despite a government directive to freeze increments, deepening the burden on consumers. The situation is further compounded by the refusal of some traders to accept 10 and 20 pesos coins, making it difficult for buyers to pay the exact amount. There's more in the following story.
We got to know of this situation yesterday, so we had contact with the leadership of the association. We are planning to meet them in Parliament. The committee is planning to meet them either Wednesday or Thursday to be able to also discuss with them and try to plead with them to be very considerate. So water is something very, very important that we cannot live without. So as much as people are looking at profits and also looking at the fact that
The situation is further compounded by the refusal of some traders to accept 10 and 20 peso coins, making it difficult for buyers to pay the exact amount. Ranking member on Parliament's Trade Committee, Michael Ochre-Befi, has criticized the development, insisting producers cannot unilaterally increase prices after engaging government.
We got to know of this situation yesterday, so we had contact with the leadership of the association. We are planning to meet them in Parliament. The committee is planning to meet them either Wednesday or Thursday to be able to also discuss with them and try to plead with them to be very considerate. So water is something very, very important that we cannot live without. So as much as people are looking at profits and also looking at the fact that they should be able to make, they should be able to even break even, they should also think about the consequences of their actions and what can happen if they decide to increase the prices arbitrarily. And customers that I've spoken to are having issues. The fact that when they give them 1 cedi, in case they want to buy a sachet of water, they give them 1 cedi. They are not able to give them 30 pesos as change, which means that now people have started selling it at 1 cedi, albeit they're even saying they are selling at 70 pesos, which is not too good. I just want to tell them, but they may have a legitimate issue, very legitimate issue, but we have to also be considerate.
Producers, however, argue that rising input costs, particularly packaging materials and transportation, are driving the increase. Some also point to global supply pressures linked to tensions involving the Iran-United States tensions.
And some demand 13 cedis, they also demand 14 cedis. 50 pesos, 15.
They sell it to us for 13 cedis, sometimes 14. If you sell it at 50 pesos, your profit is just about 1 cedi. That's why we are struggling. We have no choice but to sell it at 70 pesos.
But on the ground, consumers say the impact is already being felt as the cost of living continues to rise.
Can't buy water 70 pesos and I want my change. You don't want to give me my change. You tell me you don't have change. Meanwhile, you are rejecting the coin. It's not fair.
Because they are not being punished, so they are doing it freely. They want to sell 1 cedi, and they are deliberately growing the smaller loans. They want to sell 1 cedi. They are legal tender, but because there's not been any punishment.
You feel like, okay, when are we going to gather 1 peso, 2 peso, 3 peso, up to 5 peso before we can increase, our money? So because it's very low, people are rejecting it. So we want the high money, like let's say from 1 cedi and above. That's the reason why the people are rejecting the money.
With sachet water a daily necessity for many households, pressure is mounting on authorities to ensure compliance and bring relief to consumers.
Well, expectant mothers in Nasia in the northeast region are being forced to deliver under dangerous conditions as a long-abandoned maternity project stalls. Residents say the lack of a dedicated facility is putting the lives of women and newborns at risk. Some deliver on bare floors, while others travel long distances to the Tamale and Wale area in search of care. Correspondent Elias Otanko reports.
For years, this 3-room structure has served as the only health facility for the people of Nasia, handling everything from minor ailment to childbirth. Originally not designed for maternity care, the facility is overstretched, leaving pregnant women with few safe options during delivery.
That we seriously need a maternity ward. See, so you come in and see women, they deliver, they come in and have no beds, no room to store to keep them. They throw a mat on the ground. Can you manage here? The woman will manage on the ground until the next day.
In 2012, the community began constructing a maternity block through communal labor. However, after years of effort, progress has stalled due to limited financial resources. The municipal director has underscored the urgent need to complete the project.
So, if you look at statistics, our daily attendance vis-a-vis the deliveries at the maternity ward, the numbers keep on increasing. And more so here is along the main road, and any accident that comes here will be the first point of call. So it has been a cause for me, a concern for me to ensure that this thing is completed so that we can have adequate space.
Hope was rekindled following the intervention of the Member of Parliament, Dr. Tia Mahama Kabiru, who has pledged to fund the completion and equipping of the facility.
I have secured complete funding to ensure that this is completed if the community should give us the go-ahead. And I can give them a word that this should be completed in the space of 2 months.
At the project site, it was discovered that shortly after the MP's pledge, The West Mamprese Municipal Chief Executive Mohamed Rabiu Jaba had deposited a heap of sand, signaling a separate intervention to take over the project.
Well, I think that is political, and I don't want to get in there.
They are calling on the MCA to step aside and allow the MP to proceed with the project without interference.
So if there was any intention of any district assembly to finish the project, they should have finished it. Right? So if the district assembly feel that they can do it, they should do. I'll fix some other communities.
Elias Sutanko reporting from Nasia.
Local government, chieftaincy and religious affairs minister says more than half of Metropolitan, Municipal and District Assemblies in Ghana failed in a nationwide assessment covering the 2024 performance year, the final year of the Akufo-Addo administration. Speaking at the Government Accountability Series, Ahmed Ibrahim revealed that out of 261 assemblies assessed, 143 failed to meet the required mark, with only 118 achieving a pass mark, which was set at 36%. Maxwell Agwagba has more from the Jubilee House.
The assessment, supported by Germany's KfW Development Bank and Switzerland's State Secretariat for Economic Affairs, set the pass mark at 36 out of 100. The local government minister noted that the evaluation covered the 2024 performance year and largely reflected the work of assemblies under the previous administration. The minister criticized the previous government's management of the local governance system, describing it as ineffective. He accused the Akufo-Addo-led government of leaving behind a weakened decentralization structure.
In 2025, President Mahama charged us to assess the district assemblies in 2024, how they did the work in 2024. And I'm happy to announce to you that in 2025, we were able to reset the decentralization concept of the district assemblies in 2024. And in the assessment, after the 261 Metropolitan, Municipal and District Assemblies, 143 of them failed and 118 of them passed. The pass mark was 36 over 100. So it tells you, when I gave the narrative, the preamble, that the assembly concept was characterized by a dysfunctioning local governance system. These are the records.
Well, government is moving to tighten Ghana's procurement regime with proposed amendment targeting the misuse of single-source contracting. A bill before Parliament seeks to revise key provisions of the Public Procurement Act to close loopholes and strengthen oversight. Board Chair of the Public Procurement Authority, Basil Ahiable, says the reforms are being developed with the Ministry of Finance to remove ambiguity in the law. Michelle Latte has more in the following report.
A new bill before Parliament is seeking to tighten Ghana's procurement system by reviewing sections 40 and 41 of the Public Procurement Act, which regulates single sourcing. Board Chair of the Public Procurement Authority, Basil Ahiable, says while single sourcing is allowed in exceptional cases, weak definitions have opened the door to abuse.
The interpretation has been very hazy, and there were times as a board we struggled to give meaning to it. This bill is going to finalize it without any debate what an urgent situation will be. And once that is done, the board will be so guided and ensure that we work within the new definition of urgency. And I think it's going to be good for all of us. The concerns, yes, we have seen, which is right, but the law is the law. If the interpretation is the problem, that is what we are seeking to cure.
The reforms were highlighted during a visit by a high-level delegation from Lesotho to understudy Ghana's procurement system as part of efforts to strengthen their procurement framework. Board Chair of the Lesotho Public Procurement Authority, Than Dipuni, described the engagement as a valuable opportunity to learn practical approaches to improving transparency and efficiency in public procurement.
And one of the interesting advice I got from the chairperson was that we are fortunate
in a sense that where we are also really going to learn from their mistake and do better in terms of how to get this public procurement done right. So, but the main thing is we are here to learn on what are they doing, how are they doing it right, what are the challenges, what are the advices they can give us. So we're not here to just go and copy and paste what Ghana is doing, but we're more about what is it from Ghana that we can take for ourselves.
The engagement is expected to deepen cooperation between the two countries while advancing procurement standards. For JoyNews, Michelle Lati.
Away from that, erratic power supply is disrupting businesses in parts of the Greater Accra region, with operators reporting damaged equipment and lost productivity. Some of them say the inconsistency is making it difficult to sustain daily operations. We'll hear from consumer protection agencies shortly, but first, NADMO has been speaking to affected business owners.
We lose customers and we lost some of our products. So we are pleading with the ECG, either the manager or the government, if they can do anything concerning our electricity so that we can also run out our business.
There's no lights, and due to what we are selling, we are having a lot of problems. People come here and complain about the lights of issue. We are not getting light for our whole store and then other things. Please, we are suffering.
How long has the light been out?
Since morning.
Did you have light yesterday?
No, I learned yesterday there's no light, and today to since morning it comes and then went off again.
The light in the higher it is Saturday.
The situation is really disturbing us. It has been inconsistent since Saturday, and our fridges are getting damaged.
Well, join me now is Dr. Charles Ni Aiku. He is the General Manager for External Communications at the ECG. We appreciate your time here on JoyNews Prime. What is it causing this current erratic power supply in parts of Accra?
Yeah, thank you very much for having me, and good evening to you and your viewers. Yes, so I can talk about a few of the factors responsible for these outages. Can talk about one, challenges from upstream. As you are aware, ECG is part of a value chain. We have the power generators, that's VRE, and the independent power producers. And then we also have Gridco, where the generators who transmits, or the transmitters of power, and we distribute. So we are the end of the value chain. So whenever there is any challenge upstream, be it from the power generators or the transmission lines, it affects us. A few days ago, we've had reports from Gridco and Ghana Gas that there have been some challenges, which has also affected our operations. Then we can talk about our equipment, our transformers, and if you are also aware, for the past few weeks, we've had a approval from the Ministry of Energy and Green Transition to upgrade as well as replace some of our old power transformers, which we have done. So as we speak, we've had 3 of our power transformers replaced and upgraded, the Adenta, the Maijo, as well as the Lashibi substations. So yes, if there is any disruption or any outage, depending on where it's coming from, we can then address it.
I see. So areas like Teshinungwa, what exactly is the challenge there, and how are you planning to ensure moving forward all these outages is a thing of the past?
So When exactly? Because as I indicated, is it an outage based on during the replacement or the upgrade of our transformers, or when was that?
Well, just yesterday and even today, our reporters, they've been on the ground. Saturday, Sunday as well, we are told they're also experiencing intermittent power outages in those areas.
Well, then probably, to be very fair and sincere with our customers, I need to check, because if it is intermittent or it is based on, for instance, a transformer which has exceeded its capacity, we can look at that. But as of now, I've not received any report that there are intermittent outages within the Teshi area.
I see. Thank you so much for your time here on JoyNews Prime.
You're still watching JoyNews Prime. We take a short breather. We'll return with more. Stay with us.
Charlie, what number? The malaria really not down, eh?
Charlie, no joke. Fever, headache, vomiting, loss of appetite. I couldn't even eat my usual fufu.
You and your fufu. But I hope you got tested before the malaria treatment.
Yes, I did. And thanks to Malatu, I kicked out malaria one time.
When malaria strikes, take Malatu, containing artemether and lumefantrine. Comes in tablets and suspension for effective treatment of malaria.
Great to have you back.
Thank you. No problem.
Malatu is suitable for adults and children. Manufactured and distributed by NS Chemist Limited. This advertisement has been vetted and approved by the FDA.
Cadbury Hot Chocolate. Crafted from cocoa, milk, and sugar. Creamy, chocolatey, frothy goodness, rich taste, so satisfying.
Cadbury goodness, the treats you deserve every day.
No matter where we wander, Africa always calls us home. And here in Ghana, Stanbic Corporate and Investment Banking, together with clients like Gensa Energy and Goldfields, is driving sustainable growth.
The transition from fossil fuel to cleaner energy is quite imperative for the growth of a continent that we call home.
We want to contribute to delivering affordable gas for industrialization in Africa.
Stanbic is a bank that is focused on impacting lives, and Gensa has the same vision and mission.
Having a reliable source of power has helped our business and our operations in a significant way.
At Stanbic Bank, we bring businesses together, empower communities, and invest in the next generation. Stanbic Corporate and Investment Banking, driving growth, creating impact.
Hi, it's me. The one you poke, sip, and hopefully love. I'm your small reminder that growing up doesn't mean growing out of me. Trends come and go, but you still reach for me. I'm not just a drink, I'm that little sip that reminds you life can still be sweet. Calipo fruit juice drink, making sweet memories. This advert is FDA approved.
Is your tech holding you back? Feeling lost in the maze of outdated gadgets? Relax. Come with me to CompuGuard.
Don't magic. Now I've been international fashion designer. No more pencil than talk matter beer. CompuGuard. Classic. Oh, number one.
At CompuGuard, we don't just sell electronics, we transform your life. From office to home appliances and more, we have everything you need to step into the future.
Country Ghana, class in toi. Country Ghana, number one.
How may I help you today?
We'd like to open a bank account.
Sign here, sign here, sign here, and here. And now you draw direction to your house. I need your thumbprint. And I'll need your birth certificate too. No, I need the original.
A lot has changed since you banked like this. So have we. We've made it easier than ever to open an account online and bank on the go through our mobile app, online banking, and more. EcoBank, a better way to bank your way.
Sign here, and here.
EcoBank, the Pan-African Bank.
Cadbury hot chocolate. Crafted from cocoa, milk, and sugar. Creamy, chocolatey, frothy goodness, rich taste, so satisfying.
Cadbury goodness, the treats you deserve every day.
Another week is here on the greatest of all time show. My name is Giovanni Clip, and tonight we're bringing you talent. Contestant number one, let's bring Baby Girl. Let's bring. You did it for you.
Cut. Oh, there is a leakage.
Where's the plumber? For quality and durability, insist on Syntex pipes. If you want quality, this be where you belong. Strong, tough, and reliable. Your perfect match to your trusted Syntex pipe. Syntex pipe, it they carry water, no wahala. Syntex pipe, it they make water they flow. Syntex, and you're strong, and you're tough.
Seeing the Prentex fabric, I like the color, texture. I chose this design that suits my body type. It means a lot to me to look good in clothes that I wear. I don't care about nobody's opinion. Maso. Prentex.
My name is Ochiame Kwan, and Alphabet City says I should tell you about the Easter promo. So this very Easter, Alphabet City is giving out 11% discount on the full price of this beautiful semi-detached 4-bedroom. And they are saying that if you are buying within this month of Easter, because of the grace, they are going to give you free solar panels. And I repeat, free solar panels. The Easter grace is available for all. Secure your home with only 20% deposit of the full price of this beautiful home, and it's going to be yours forever. So call 0240-111-119. Alphabet City, the ABC of home sweet home.
Welcome back. We appreciate your company. To other stories now.
Well, the bulk oil storage and transportation company is projecting a revenue loss of about 40 million cedis this month following the suspension of fuel margins. Government directive effective April 16 has led to a drop in pump prices, with diesel down by 2 cedis and petrol by 36 pesos. Deputy Managing Director Nat Salifwe Champon says the intervention will significantly impact BOST's earnings over the next 4 weeks. James Aveji reports.
The Energy Committee of Parliament's recent talk of various power and energy institutions, according to Chairman Emmanuel Kwesi Bejra, is part of the committee's field work to get first-hand information on the work and challenges of the country's energy and power sector. Briefing journalists after a tour of the bulk oil supply and transportation bust, Deputy Managing Director of the company, Nat Salif Wechampon, says the recently announced 2 cedis diesel and 36 pesos petrol reduction will lead to a 40 million Ghana cedis loss, a situation that could affect key infrastructure projects if the suspension goes beyond 4 weeks.
We have seriously been hit by the reduction in bus margin, but it is not taken off completely. We still have the margin on petrol. It's only on diesel that we don't have the margin, but we've been promised it is only for a short period. Within this month, we are likely to lose close to 40 million Ghana cedis. And 40 million Ghana cedis off our books is serious business.
Ranking member on the committee, George Kwame Abuaji, believes the 1 cedi energy sector debt recovery levy must go for the margins to be restored.
That the government should rather reduce its taxes, the government taxes, okay? And let me tell you, it's not only bust. The other OMCs also, they have reduced their margins, and it's going to affect them, because I'm praying that we shouldn't have fuel shortage in the Bolga, Wa, in those areas, because if an OMC has to take a fuel to that area and is getting the same amount that he has to get in Tema, he's being constrained.
Bust, however, assured that there is enough fuel to last the country for at least 6 weeks.
Right now, all our fuel storage tanks across the country, we have 6 depots. All our tanks are full up. They are full up, even though we have sufficient product. We are expecting more vessels to come in. So in terms of petroleum products within this period, up to the next 6 to 8 weeks, we are covered. Yeah.
And BDCs, BOS, and other state institutions which will be affected by this suspension are hopeful that the situation in the Middle East will return to normal to allow for fuel price reduction and the suspended margins restored. James Abeji, JoyNews, Tema.
Ghana's push into local wheat production is gaining momentum, with Arima Farms seeking royal backing from the Asante Hene. The team paid a courtesy call on the Otufo Setutu II at the Menchia Palace to present the emerging project. They are proposing that the best performing wheat variety be named Opimswa wheat in his honor as cultivation begins in the Ashanti region. Rabna Akwe has more in the following report.
The engagement forms part of a broader national effort to reduce Ghana's heavy dependence on imported wheat as a landmark public-private research partnership continues to identify climate-resilient varieties suitable for local production. The initiative, launched in 2025 after 2 years of collaborative research, has introduced improved wheat varieties including Wheat Pride 999 from India and additional lines from the International Maize and Wheat Improvement Center. These varieties have been selected for their heat and drought tolerance, high yield, and enhanced traditional value. At the center of the project is Arima Farms Ghana, serving as the lead private sector sponsor and strategic partner. Managing Director of Arima Farms Limited, Ms. Salia Manikam, said the project is grounded in science and adapted to Ghana's ecological realities.
We brought in tropical wheat varieties, which is specifically for tropical climate. But in detail research was done by Crop Research Institute. They have taken into consideration the geological zone, which will be perfect for wheat, and also about the cultivating patterns. It can start with at least 500 smallholder farmers, because the quantities which are required in Ghana is huge.
At the scientific level, researchers say long-held assumptions about wheat production in Ghana are being challenged through extensive field trials across multiple ecological zones. Director of CSIR-CRI, Professor Maxwell Dako Asante, confirmed that several promising varieties have already shown strong adaptation potential.
We have been able to find varieties that are heat tolerant.
and we have tested it across the country. So we can assure you that we have found many lines which are adapted to our environment.
Business Development Director of Arima Farms Limited, Nana Berima Echampon Sapon II, emphasized that national unity and institutional collaboration will be crucial to success.
We are making a history where we have brought wheat, which we are starting from the Ashanti Kingdom. But we are requesting that the government and all the political parties support Menshia together with the private sector and the church. And when we're able to forge together, I think that in the coming 5 years, we are giving ourselves a target. Maybe by 10 years, we should not import wheat.
For JoyNews, Irabana Akoye Kumase.
Well, Ghana's dependence on charcoal and firewood for cooking continues to drive deforestation and increase carbon emissions, worsening the country's climate challenges. But in the Ashanti region, a small innovation is offering a cleaner and more sustainable alternative. Mahmoud Nuruddin has more in the following report.
For 34-year-old Cecilia Yamdao, every meal begins the same way. Some days she uses charcoal, other days firewood, sometimes both, depending on what she can afford.
We know that when we cut down trees, it affects Ghana's vegetation and affects the many benefits we get from them. Even when we are told not to cut them down, hardship still forces us to depend on trees.
Cecilia is not alone. Across Ghana, about 76% of households still rely on firewood and charcoal for cooking. Each time these fuels are burnt, carbon dioxide and other greenhouse gases are released, contributing to changing weather patterns. But just a few houses away, Aisha Ayaba is experiencing something different.
With firewood or traditional charcoal, the smoke is so much that you cannot stay near it. But with clean charcoal, we can sit around it comfortably, which makes it easier to use. After cooking, you can put it out and reuse it whenever you need it.
Unlike Cecilia, Aisha now cooks with clean charcoal made from agricultural waste instead of trees. The fuel used by Aisha is produced by Bidigreen Ghana Limited, a company co-founded by Eunice Mawena and others.
It's sustainable because we do not cut trees to produce charcoal as compared to other traditional methods. But we use a variety of raw materials such as coconut husk, coconut shells, palm kernel shells, sawdust, and other forms of raw materials, including corn cobs too.
Energy expert at the University of Energy and Natural Resources, Dr. Gifty Sewa Mensa, solutions like clean charcoal go beyond cooking.
When we fell trees, what happens is that we reduce the sinking capacity of the forest area. So by producing energy from waste and making it available to those who need it, we actually also reduce that deforestation and its associated carbon emissions.
A report by Mohamed Nuruddin.
This story is brought to you by JoyNews in partnership with CDKN Ghana, University of Ghana Center for Climate Change and Sustainability Studies, with funding from Claire R4I Opportunities Fund.
You're still watching JoyNews Prime. We'll be back with Showbiz. Please stay with us.
Right.
Did you know that Ghana's Children's Act Section 91 clearly says,
no person shall engage a child in exploitative labor.
That means children must not be made to do work that deprives them of their education, health, or development.
Hazardous work
that is not allowed. Working in stone quarries, carrying heavy loads as kayaye, hawking on busy streets in the scorching sun, being used as domestic servants in homes, or diving into dangerous waters to untangle nets, rowing canoes for hours under the hot sun, and working all day without food or rest.
Yet, too many of our children are trafficked from towns and villages across Ghana to the shores of the Volta Lake, trapped in fishing boats, robbed of their childhood and exposed to danger every single day.
Human trafficking means the recruitment, transportation, harboring, or trading of persons within and across national borders for purposes of exploitation.
I want to go to school, but now I only work.
This is child trafficking.
It is a crime.
It is against the law and it must stop now.
Parents, guardians, community leaders, protect our children.
Report suspicious movement of children and do not give your child away to strangers promising jobs.
Together, let's end child trafficking now.
This message is brought to you by the International Justice Mission with support from the National Commission for Civic Education.
For the past 15 years, St. Thomas Eye Hospital has been setting the pace in Ghana's eye care landscape. In 2011, we became one of the first hospitals to introduce modern phaco surgeries, commonly called laser cataract surgeries, to Ghana. In 2013, again, we became the first eye hospital to start advanced retina detachment surgeries, macular hole surgeries, and other complex vitreoretinal procedures using the MIVS surgical approach. This year, we have set a new pace in glaucoma care with the launch of our advanced twin-star SLT-YAG combo laser, giving the glaucoma patients enhanced options in managing their conditions. We are a premier ophthalmic group practice with 11 specialist eye surgeons working together and leveraging technology to advance eye care in Ghana. We have 4 branches in Accra, Tema, and Kumasi. You may call us on 024-686-6580 or visit our website at www.stthomaseyehospital.com. St. Thomas Eye Hospital, providing excellence in eye care.
Well, it's time now for Showbiz, and Becky Bex is in the studio. Hi, Becky.
Hello to you,
Loving
Fostina.
what you're wearing.
Thank you. It's a corporate Monday, and we're so glad to be here, to be called upon to tell the stories that are happening in the world of entertainment this evening. RC has revealed that his entry into the music industry was driven by peer pressure, offering a candid look into his early career decisions. Speaking in an interview on Hit FM, the Ghanaian artist opened up about the challenges he faced and how those experiences shaped his journey.
I think football was, if you would ask me what I would do maybe some 10 years ago, I would say football, because I was really into football. Really into football. I almost went professional, but yeah, when music calls, music chose me. So
when you left it and you moved straight to doing music?
For me, when I was in high school, that time I could sing though, but I never had the imagination or the plans to pursue music. It was out of peer pressure.
Hey.
Yeah, out of peer pressure.
Then this one is a good peer pressure.
A good one, you understand? I knew I could sing, but to be a performer, I think was out of peer pressure. Boys were rapping, and I decided to rap some, because I could rap. I felt like, I could do this better. And then one day they pushed me on stage. I did it, and then the fans started coming. So I loved it. Going to girls' schools, performing, I loved it. So
why did you go to girls' school and boys' school?
I was in a boys' school actually, but entertainment weeks we go to other girls' schools to perform. Yeah, so I love the vibe, and then I'm like, yo, this is the calling.
Musician to another musician. Let's talk about the torture. Stonebwoy hosted an exclusive listening session in London for his Torture 2 album, giving fans and industry insiders a taste of the project ahead of his BIM Festival London edition scheduled for August 15. The event builds anticipation for both the album release and the international expansion of his BIM brand.
We're there. 15 Agosto, Stonebwoy direttamente su Ogo Arena a Wembley Stadium. Please make sure you get your tickets, Stonebwoy, at the
Stonebwoy.
Stonebwoy live at the OVO.
I don't know them see me, I am no man at torture. I'm looking at me, I see man at torture. Them a move like a creeper, them a grim reaper. But I want God, my God is not a sleeper. Breed is deeper, them a not the reader. We shall be together like Paul and Peter. Them choose to be Peter. Obviously, them know say they carry fire on my head. And light in my eyes. I'm a Natasha.
Oh, those are some of the highlights from London. Fostina, in August 15, we're going to the OVO Arena.
Okay.
Because Stonebwoy is having his BIM festival there. I'm looking forward to that. I'll be there.
Will you take me?
Of course, that's why we're having this conversation. Stonebwoy, you have a missed call. Fostina wants to attend the show. So we'll put that on the list of the people who are going.
Yeah, I'm looking forward
Nicholas
to it.
will be going. Nicholas, he has been very supportive.
No,
don't add
Nicholas.
And David will be going as well. So.
But what do you have next?
Well, I know I'll be talking about another artist to the that we're talking about, Cardi B.
Okay.
She's next because she has made history with her Little Miss Drama tour, setting new records for attendance and revenue, while solidifying her status as one of the most influential performers in global hip-hop. The tour, which spans multiple continents, has drawn massive crowds and critical acclaim for its high-energy performances, elaborated stage production, and bold artistic direction, marking a new milestone in her career and raising the bar for live rap shows worldwide. So for more of Cardi B, Stonebwoy, Shatta Wale, everybody in the industry, dance groups, everything happening in the world of entertainment, log on to myjoyonline.com. That's where you find all the news. Thank you so much for having me.
Yes, please.
In your homes all the time. Appreciate your time. I hope that I've earned the privilege of your time.
You have, Becky.
Thank
you so much. Good night.
Oh, yeah, bye.
For decades, we have helped businesses connect with their trade partners all over the globe. From Ghana to Burkina Faso, Côte d'Ivoire, Benin, Togo, Senegal, China, Morocco, France, Netherlands, and many other countries. We have made it possible to bring Ghana to the world. We have brought small and medium businesses closer to their customers across the regions in Ghana with our SME support facilities. We have brought relief and smiles to the faces of families with our employee personal loans. With our cutting-edge technology and digital support, we take the burden of complex thinking off you, making life simple. That is who we are, as close as a partner. Bank of Africa. We are indeed the African bank with the global reach.
Turn your home and office design dreams into reality. Here at Lesh Fortune, interior design is our passion. Customized interior design solutions, top-of-the-range products such as curtains and accessories, blinds and accessories, trendy for bespoke hotel, home and office furniture, top-notch space design services.
I'm the CEO of Builders Estates. When it comes to putting the final touch on all my building projects, I look no further than Lesh Fortune for all my interior decoration needs. They bring your ideas to life.
Turning your house into a home takes more than just accessories. You need beauty and elegance, and the expertise is very important. That's why I choose Lesh Fortune Limited, because they have experience.
Yes, indeed. With our many years of experience, we would excite you. So make that call now. Call us on 0244 265588 or 0302 811163. Lesh Fortune Limited.
Lesh Fortune Limited, unleashing luxury with perfection, one space at a time.
Lesh Fortune Limited.
Putting on just the fabric isn't really enough. You have to put on your confidence. I chose this Printex fabric because it symbolizes hope and success because of the color and the texture.
Printex.
Hey, Charlie, what number? The malaria really knocked you down, eh?
Charlie, no joke. Fever, headache, vomiting, loss of appetite. I couldn't even eat my usual fufu.
You and your fufu. But I hope you got tested before the malaria treatment.
Yes, I did. And thanks to Malatu, I kicked out malaria one time.
When malaria strikes, take Malatu, containing artemether and lumefantrine. Comes in tablets and suspension for effective treatment of malaria.
Great to have you back.
Thank you. No problem.
Malatu is suitable for adults and children. Manufactured and distributed by NS Chemist Limited. This advertisement has been vetted and approved by the FDA.
Hello everyone, good evening. Welcome to Prime Business. I am Pius Kujubaka. The number of jobs advertised in selected print and online media, which partially gauges labor demand in the economy, decreased in February 2026, according to data from the Bank of Ghana. This is relative to what was observed in the corresponding period a year ago. Details in this report.
In total, 3,244 job adverts were recorded, as compared with 3,411 for the same period in 2025. This indicated a decline of 4.9% year-on-year. On a month-on-month basis, the number of job vacancies in February 2026 declined marginally by 1% from 3,276 jobs advertised in January 2026. Cumulatively, for the first 2 months of 2026, the total number of advertised jobs remained largely unchanged at 6,520 compared to 6,465 recorded during the same period in 2025. Meanwhile, the total number of private sector SNET contributors, which partially gauges employment conditions, improved by 7.1% to about 1.1 million in January 2026, compared with 1 million for the same period in 2025. On a month-on-month basis, total number of private sector SNET contributors remained largely unchanged from 1.1 million individuals recorded in December 2025.
Minister for Trade, Agribusiness and Industry Elizabeth Ofosu-Adjare has charged beverage manufacturers in Ghana to consider the use of more local farm produce for their production processes. Speaking at the 10th Ghana Beverage Awards in Accra, the minister hinted that government is intensifying efforts to support the manufacturing sector with initiatives that will promote them to the international market, like the Made in Ghana Fair. Details in this report.
Addressing captains of industries in the beverage sector, Minister for Trade, Industry and Agribusiness Elizabeth Ofusei-Jare hinted of plans to revive the Made in Ghana Fair as a platform for manufacturers to showcase their quality product to the local and international market. She therefore called on investors to consider local farmers in their use of raw materials for their produce.
When local raw materials feed local production, more value stays in Ghana and more jobs are created. That same thinking underpins the agribusiness policy, which has been completed and forwarded to Cabinet for approval. Ghana needs a stronger framework to support agribusiness growth, deepen value addition, and tighten the link between agriculture and industry. When that connection works well, our farmers again will benefit, our factories gain, and the broader economy gains alongside them. Distinguished ladies and gentlemen, good production, however, is only the beginning. A good product must also be visible, trusted, and chosen. That is why the ministry is intensifying the promotion of Ghanaian goods. In the coming weeks, the Made in Ghana Fair will be revived after a long absence. For businesses in this room, that matters. A strong Ghanaian beverage brand must not only be made, but be made well.
Chief Director of the Global Media Alliance, organizers of the award, Emma Wenani, told Joy Business that the award has served as a key benchmark for manufacturers in the sector, hence all efforts to improve upon it moving forward.
I think it's a testament that we've actually done quite well. And a lot of our growth has actually been driven by the consumers, because they always give us feedback in terms of what they want to see next. And also we've realized that when it comes to the product of the year, which is the category that is voted, there's a lot of engagement on that as well. Another thing that has made the legacy year, the 10th year, quite good is the masterclass and the industry forum, where we actually discuss sustainability. And we can see that a lot of beverage companies are actually taking into practice how to be more sustainable and also to contribute to ensuring that the ESG goals are met. So for us, seeing the growth of GBA over the last 10 years is a very proud moment.
Some of the award winners of the night, including Guinness Ghana Limited, Georg Distilleries, have been sharing some highlights of the year under review.
This actually cements our efforts and our hard work. So coming to Ghana Beverages Award, and we hear our name being the manufacturing company of the year, meaning that our focus on quality for all our beverages is something that is huge for us.
It's been a very interesting job. As somebody who is coming there as a lawyer and a policy person, to enter into an area where you are into manufacturing, it's been interesting. We all know the story around Georg. We know what everybody is saying, the leadership, the policy makers, everybody knows what's happening to Georg.
The Beverage Award, organized by the Global Media Alliance, is celebrating a 10 years legacy as a formidable award for the industry.
The 10th edition of the Ghana CEO Summit has been launched in Accra, setting 28th May 2026 for the landmark event. The summit is aimed at positioning Ghana as a hub for executive leadership and strengthening business resilience amid global uncertainties. Details of this report.
The Ghana CEO Summit has officially launched its 10th edition, with organizers scheduling this year's summit on 28th May 2026. Speaking at the launch, founder of the summit, Ernest de Graft Ejiri, underscored the event's growing significance in shaping executive leadership across the sub-region. He noted that the summit is strategically positioned to establish Ghana as a leading hub for executive leadership in West Africa.
We have an Africa-centric vision, and the summit is not only about Ghana. It's about positioning Ghana as a West African executive leadership hub, investment gateway, and industrial transformation leader, capable of producing globally competitive enterprises.
He further highlighted key expectations for the 10th edition.
We will have the open plenary session that is focused on execution, accountability, macroeconomic outlook, industrial strategy, and policy alignment. The CEO Business Case Panel, real business leadership insights on resilience, competitiveness, innovation, and enterprise growth. Then we have the Presidential CEO's Business Dialogue Session. That's a high-level engagement with Excellency the President of the Republic of Ghana, who will launch the first ever in Ghana, the CEO Government Compact 2026. We have the CEO Excellence Award as the fourth pillar, honoring leadership excellence across public and private sectors through the Ghana CEO Excellence Award. The fifth is the Business Expo Session, a strategic marketplace for innovation, investment, industrial solutions, and enterprise partnership driving Ghana's economic transformation.
Chairman for the launch and Chief Executive Officer of Margins Group, Moses Baden, stressed the need for Ghanaian businesses to build resilience and operate independently amid increasing geopolitical pressures.
You are African. To transfer money from north to south is a challenge because the financial rules will immediately flag it and ask for serious documentation to prove that the source of the money is real. Whereas transferring money from south to north is much easier and doesn't cause any more problems. So this geopolitical risk and economic exposure means that we have to think about industrialization and about technology, about how we advance the national agenda and increase productivity and efficiency in Ghana and in Africa in a different way.
The Ghana CEO Summit and Expo is widely regarded as a premier platform that convenes business leaders, policymakers, and industry players to deliberate on strategies for economic development and private sector growth in Ghana and beyond.
Litina Travel and Tours is entreating businesses to take advantage of its Made in Ghana Business Expo, which is scheduled for 22nd to 23rd of June in Boston, USA, to access more trade opportunities. According to the Chief Executive of Litina Travel and Tours, Ernestina Brokwa, the expo closes the gap between businesses and diasporans looking to invest in Ghana.
And the basic package is $3,990.
Okay.
And in fact, before I go on, it's $3,990 is for just a company to say, I'm bringing one person to come and take a booth.
Okay.
The booth itself is a separate price.
Okay.
Each day is $1,000. So you can choose to do both days or you can choose to do one day.
One day.
So for the basic business person who doesn't want to spend too much, roughly you'll be spending about $4,900 to take you to Boston, give you a booth, give you, fly you there and help you market your wares.
Okay.
Now, it's important that we say that, look, there are several Ghanaians in America. They have money, but they don't have papers to say they are coming back to start their project, but they've saved enough money. And they're looking for real estate companies who would say, look, we already have a house already. Come and buy. And we are also taking along some banks as well whose specialty is in mortgage facilitation, so that they can work along with the real estate companies and be able to provide accommodation for Ghanaians who have been planning years and years on end to own a house in Ghana.
Maverick Research, a leading African market intelligence and technology company, is set to launch Melpalalo IAO, an AI-powered platform designed to help businesses better understand retail markets across developing economies. Atumaika is a lead research at Maverick Research.
Intelligence is what makes developed markets much more efficient in their distribution, much more efficient in their cost structures, much more efficient in reaching their consumers. And with this AI-backed platform, we make it much more efficient and cost-effective and accessible to most manufacturers and brand owners within traditional trade-dominant markets, which is mostly emerging markets.
But why focus on retail markets in developing economies?
Because that's where that's what we call, that's where the data gap is, right? Because of how fragmented the market is and how prohibitively expensive it is to collect that data, there is definitely that gap, right? Unless you have tons of money, you can't really have a full census, unless you have the necessary resources to really fully deploy and get that, you can't do that. And so our focus on that is leveraging the technology to gather get this information in the most cost-effective way, and offering it at a price point that makes it accessible and easy for most players to be able to invest in.
Thanks so much for being part of Prime Business. I am Pius Kujubaka. Daniel Cranton is next with Prime Sports.
As the days come and go, there's always shit. Let colleagues explore all the planetary bodies. Our mission is in Uranus to treat hemorrhoids, anal fistula, anal fissure, anal incontinence, hidradenitis suppurativa, using laser ligature for pain-free and speedy recovery. On Uranus Street, Accra, as Main Tuber Hospital and Coloproctology Center. Trust Uranus with us, and we will delight you. Visit Main Tuber Hospital today or call us on 0244 581 541.
Hey, what's up?
Life. It's moving so fast. Yesterday I was in class 4. Today I'm almost in JHS. My shoes don't fit me anymore. My voice is deeper. I was watching cartoons, but now they say I'm too old for that.
The more things change, the more they'll stay the same. I still love you the same.
Come and sit, Dad.
In a world that keeps changing, Calipo still keeps making sweet memories.
I still love it.
Dad, I told you to have a sip, not to finish it.
Calipo fruit juice drink, making sweet memories. This advert is FDA approved.
Eye bribi kitua bi na yede bo nya ye do ho ban. Ohwepa enye dede na emom eni se ebenya bre ahweyie ne enioma kitua bi a ye beye no yie.
Oja ashwaye she asefremeso na hwe me huye de biara.
Good Conduct, Great Life is brought to you by
Indomie.
Tastes great.
More Kivo inside. Kivo Gari Soaking Mix. Taste of Ghana.
Hello and welcome to Prime Sports with me, Daniel Cranton. If your company wants to reward top clients or your sales team, here's your chance. Match Experience Hospitality has secured a limited number of official tickets for the FIFA World Cup 2026 semi-finals on July 14 and 15 and the final on July 19 with premium hospitality included. As Africa's leading sales agent for FIFA authorized hospitality packages, we bring you over a decade of world-class experience. Just call 0551551119 or email sales@matchexpos.com or visit matchexperiencephotos.com. Just watch out and live it. Moving on, let's do some athletics news now. And President of the Ghana Athletics, Bawa Fostina, has raised concerns over preparations for the upcoming 24th Senior Africa Athletics Championship set to be hosted in Accra with just 3 weeks to go before the competition begins. Fostina says delays in securing government authorization for the release of funds are affecting the final preparations.
This current administration have added another layer of procurement process. So now getting the appropriation pass or getting your approvals of your budget from the Parliament or from the Ministry of Finance is not enough. You still need another layer of what we term as commitment authorization to be able to commit the state in terms of procurement and other purchases.
And this should come from who?
This should come from the Ministry of Finance. So you getting your appropriation or your budget being approved is one thing. Even though the budget's approved for you, you have everything, but you still need the commitment authorization to be able to commence any expenditure on behalf of the state. So this is where we are now. We're just hoping and praying that less than almost 3 weeks, 21 days to the competition,
that hasn't been done yet?
We're still waiting for that commitment authorization. For the first time that I'm being in athletics, that I became a bit worried and a bit scared that things are going a bit slower. And frankly,
You're worried?
Yes, I'm worried.
You're a worried man?
I'm a worried man because the interest that Africa and the world is showing on this championship is amazing. The world president is coming with 3 vice presidents. I've never seen that in my whole life in athletics, that the world athletics president is attending a competition and he's been accompanied by 3 vice presidents. That clearly indicates how serious they've taken this competition. And we do not have the luxury to fail or to organize substandard competition like what happened in Cameroon. we always told the African and the world that Ghana is going to be the crescendo of African athletics. And they believe in it. They have the confidence and the trust in the Ghanaians' capacity to organize high-profile competitions.
On the 2026 Milo Under-13 Champions League at its head office in Accra, 16 basic schools from across all regions of Ghana will compete for the newly unveiled trophy. There's more in this report.
Among those who completed the 800-kilometer journey from Tamale were the European Union Ambassador to Ghana, Ronis Kinebak, alongside the French and Czech ambassador. The launch event was graced by Ghana football legends Stephen Appiah and Asamoah Gyan. 16 basic schools drawn from across all 16 regions of Ghana will compete for the newly unveiled Milo Under-13 Champions League trophy. Managing Director of Nestle Ghana, Salome Azevedo, speaking at the event, stressed the broader impact of the competition beyond football.
Football speaks a language everyone understands. It brings communities together and helps young players discover their potential. Beyond the thrill of just the match, the game instills lasting values including confidence, resilience, respect, and the ability to work as a team. After a successful comeback of the Milo Under-13 Champions League in 2025, we have witnessed renewed passion and attention for the tournament. I personally thank you for that.
She also highlighted Nestle's Ghana's objectives for sports development.
At Nestle Ghana, we believe sports can be a powerful force for good in the lives of children. And this is why we continue to invest in platforms that develop young talent and character. For this reason, we are here once again, honored to sponsor the 2026 Under-13 Champions League, an annual grassroots football tournament that identifies promising talent in basic schools while reinforcing teamwork, discipline, fair play, and a healthy living.
Speaking to Joy Sports, Asamoah Gyan reiterated the importance of investing in grassroots football.
To be part of the Milo Champions League, because talking about grassroots football, that is the way to go. And I've been supportive with grassroots football since, and I've also been part of it. So very, very happy to be part. And this is a good importance for Ghana especially because talking about Milo Champions League, we've got a lot of players who are already playing in the national team. They've discovered a lot of talent, not only in football, different activities. So I think it's a very good thing for Ghana. This initiative started way back, and I'm a product of Milo. So it's something that has been very, very important for us, and we are very, very grateful.
He also advised the younger generation to remain disciplined.
Yes, my advice to the young ones is to be very, very determined. Of course, education is the key. They have to be very, very determined, very, very humble, and more dedicated. Humble means, when you go to the training grounds, you have to listen to your coaches, whatever they say, any instructions and everything. And I think this is the way to go.
The 2026 Under-13 Milo Champions League is scheduled to run from April 20 to 25 at the Isipon Stadium in Sekondi Takrade. Reporting for Joy Sports, Penti Jijo, Nestle Ghana, Accra.
And the 800-kilometer ride with Team Europe cycling relay has successfully concluded in Accra, with all participants crossing the finishing line on Saturday at the Embassy of the Kingdom of the Netherlands. The relay was organized as part of activities marking 50 years of EU-Ghana's relations. There's more in this report.
Among those who completed the 800-kilometer journey from Tamale were the European Union Ambassador to Ghana, Ronnie Skinnerbach, alongside the French and Czech ambassadors and other dignitaries who took part in the cycling sustainability relay. The cyclists were received at the Kingdom of the Netherlands Embassy by the Director General of the National Sports Authority, Yao Ampofo Ankra.
Team members, the sponsors, the media, everybody that was part of this program. I think you've done remarkably well. Ride with Team Europe. It's not just about Tamale to Accra, but as our ambassador said earlier, it's about the teamwork, the character, the ups and downs, getting to know each other, the resilience, all of that adds in making it a very successful ride.
Also speaking at the event, EU Ambassador to Ghana, Ronnie Skinnerbach, highlighted the sustainability drive behind the initiative.
As we conquered the hills towards Aburi, it is truly impressive. But this was not only about Team Europe and roads and effort. It was about diplomacy. It was about sustainability. It was about infrastructure, certainly. We felt it. We still feel it in our legs. But on diplomacy, I think there is no better way to celebrate EU's physical presence in Ghana than by traveling by bike from one end to the other. We have planted 1,000 trees on the way. Trees, they symbolize growth, they symbolize sustainability, they're climate friendly, and we did it together with the Forestry Commission as part of the Tree for Life initiative, and I hope when we pass by next time they will still be there.
He also outlined some of the challenges faced by cyclists and called for an improved road safety.
And even if we did feel safe, thanks to the gladiators, it's important to remember that 8 people die every day in Ghana in traffic. We have to be careful. Ghana has to improve on that front, and we want to help. We were fortunate to enjoy the protective shield of the very capable Ghana Police Service and a medical team that we fortunately didn't need. And I'd like to thank them for their support along the ride also.
The ride with Team Europe cycling relay brought together European diplomats and partners in show of unity to mark 50 years of the EU and Ghana relations. Reporting for Joy Sports, Penti Jijo, Kingdom of the Netherlands Embassy, Accra.
That's all for Prime Sports with me, Daniel Cranting. Thanks for your time.